employing the right people is the most important thing, because they are the organisation, they are what will make it work. If you mess it up, it could, it could bring the whole thing down. So making sure that you get to know those people beforehand is very important. A lot of what we talked about actually was trying to get to the nitty-gritty of it a bit quicker. I think it can feel like a very professionalised, strange, awkward dating thing when you meet someone a couple of times in a meeting room. You don't actually get to know what it's going to be like working with that person. So I think a lot of what we talked about was different ways of getting to know someone properly.
I think it's important to hire right, because for almost all businesses, really, the most important thing is culture, and culture is made up of the people who work there, and so you get it wrong, it's not going to work. I suppose the other thing is it's important to hire right, because hiring more people lets you do more things, but they need to do it right. So hire right, so they do the work right.
My hiring process is, we hire interns in the normal fashion. We interview them and so on, but everyone else is engineers who are freelancers, and they just come along. They get invited along by one of the people who's already on the project. They have a look around, they start having a go at it. We agree to pay them a slightly reduced rate to start with, and as soon as they got their feet, they take full pay without ever going for an interview or even really a proper discussion. And then that tends to work out. It doesn't feel like it should do, but most people then stay on and end up becoming integral members of the team.
I mean, it's interesting. We've tried so many different approaches to it, and different ways of finding people. And sadly, it's going to be different in each situation.
The only reason it really works is because they're self-selecting. It's quite a tough project that we're working on, and the money isn't that good. And it's a very satisfying cause that you're working towards, and that's why we get a high quality of quite independent-minded people. But it wouldn't work at all if you started getting people just coming in because they wanted a job and they found out that it was easy to get involved.
We do at ... and I think what we think is important in terms of how we put the effort in. We put quite a lot of effort into getting the word out about the jobs that we are trying to fill, and that partly means making sure that the job spec is really clear and compelling, but also getting it advertised in the right places, using our networks as much as possible. Social media we find really useful, Facebook and Twitter, and then doing the sift of people who apply in a really fair way. We've put quite a lot of effort into how we design our application forms, so they ask the questions that we think are important and get people to reflect on their work as well as, and their responsibilities, as well as just describe them. So that helps. And we have stopped doing first round interviews and replaced them with a more sort of workshop type event. We think that is more efficient, as in it takes less time, and I think it's also more effective because you see different things that you wouldn't see in an interview, but which are actually more relevant to the real jobs. I think it's also more enjoyable, like it's less painful for everyone. I think it's very stressful coming to interviews, coming to a workshop, which can be in the evening, so you don't have to take time off from your normal job, and you're talking to other people and you're getting a better idea of the organisation that you might come and work for. I think that's more enjoyable for candidates as well as more enjoyable for us.
I think what we're sort of seeing is this tension between wanting to do things in the sort of by the book, where you have this open interview process and you're rigorously sticking to what's the need that I need to fulfill and what's the person, which person best fits that, and openly advertising that against someone that you know through some other channel, and which of those works best. And we talked a lot about the pros and cons of both of those. One is, you're going to trust that person more, you want more context if they come through an informal network, versus where you might get a bit more diversity if you're going through the more rigorous open process. And I think that wasn't really resolved.
more specifically, I thought that different people's ideas for sort of how to do interviews and how to do vetting were really interesting. I've got some new interview questions that I'm definitely going to use in future.
I really like the discussion about the openness and honesty in terms of what that person is trying to achieve with their career, and particularly when you're in an early stage startup, sharing the actual financial position, sharing what the real risks involved in taking that job are, and finding the sort of shared advantages in someone taking that job. I think that was really interesting and quite useful.
The main thing that I think we all agreed on was it's really hard and it's really important, and that the processes which we conventionally use to do it are quite flawed.